Good morning. Gonna try to get an early start here, and only semi-succeeding. Well, we have this leveler here. Gonna use it yesterday, and we have a broken part that so I got it disconnected here, and I'm not looking forward to this repair, but there's a good news and bad news. Well, the bad news is you can see the brake there, and you might be able to see, there you go, tore the whole wall out of this 6-inch tubing. And I haven't measured behind that race yet, but this outer got a 1/2 inch here, so this is probably 3/4 inch wall tube, and it's pulled out the back. I guess kind of the good news is this is broken before. I mean, I completely broke this off one time, so I cleaned it up and re-welded. Well, that's, I guess, the good news is that the well, especially on this side, my repair worked, or held up. Too good, probably. I wish it would just broken off, because see what it has done is you can see where it's deformed this tube. Bent the cup, and I haven't cleaned this bearing up. It looks like it yeah, it ruined one of the rollers are broke there, cracked. Oh, I've been kind of up all night. How in the world am I gonna fix this? So I guess it means how I know now I have to get a bearing. It's off to town, and see what I can come up with. Trying to find a piece of tubing like that, I'm thinking is going to be a nightmare without special order. I don't want to get a solid piece and have to bore that all out. Though, if that was the case, it would be that's a 2.5 inch shaft that goes through there. Anyway, that 2.5 inch shaft would come all the way up to the back side of this bearing, and it'd never pull out again. So that's the advantage to that. And probably the quick way is to cut that off, build up with weld, and then turn what we have. But well, I'm gonna run to town and see what we can come up with, and we'll check back later to see what the plan ends up being. All right, another update here. Kind of did a little work without the camera, but spent several hours in town trying to find material and had other things to pick up. Everything is special order. No, both the big metal houses, it's all, anything like over 4 inch solid is special order, and One guy tells you they got it, they just got to cut it off and call the office. Oh, we got a special order that. Telling you want thick walled tube, and they're trying to direct you to pipe. And anyway, my normal guy, he called, and they have anything you want. Problem there is, stock order comes in once a week on Tuesdays, and depends on their where you're at on their cut list. So it could have been this coming Tuesday or a week from Tuesday. So it could have been up to 2 weeks before I ever found my part. That wasn't going to work. So I'm moving on to try to fix this. I do have one other option. I got another machine shop 5 miles away, and they may have a cutoff or something. But I'm going to at least try to hobble this together for now. And I just called in the bearings. Anyway, it's cracked here. It's all deformed. I was hoping it would go back to normal once I got it out of there, and it just isn't going to work. So I just ordered $250 in a bearing and seal. To get that out of there, I had to put that in the lathe. I don't know if you can see that, but this area right here was smashed into that cup, and it wouldn't come out of there. So I got that turned down. We can see our crack. Well, at least I can. Sorry about the light there. Hold on. I don't know how well that can be seen, but it's all cracked. And when I had repaired this before, I was getting good penetration because they've come clear into that race right there. And then on the outside we can see where it's cracked clear through. And so I had it in the lathe. The end was all, I turned it down just a little bit to kind of get a partial circle. So now we're gonna clean that up, get all that grease out of there, and put it back on the lathe. We're going to turn this down a little bit, clean this up where the bearing was, get that all back to concentric, and I think I'm going to braze that, and then we'll turn it back down to size. And on this crack, yeah, I bought a piece of, well, camera shut off. If need be, I bought a piece of 4-inch I think it's schedule 40. Anyway, it's a 4.5-inch outside diameter, or close to it, and that's what the bore inside here is. So I'm thinking about laying that in there, and but before I do that, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to cut that crack out. so that I can weld that pipe inside there, or at least get one side of it there. I don't know how much that's going to help anything, other than once I cut this out, it gives me a bridge down in there to weld, build that all up, turn it down, and then we can weld our piece of plate that goes on there. Alright, I need to get this cleaned up.